Let's see how loud we can get this by engaging that limiter at the end there. Now I'm going to try and give it a slight high-end shelf to get a bit more of that openness. In this video, I want to show you my new and simple way of getting really loud mixes with an amazing analog sound using only plugins. My secret weapon for this is the Control Hub plugin from STL Tones. As I mix in the box, and I know a lot of us don't have access to high-end hardware, I'm always on the lookout for great plugins and great ways of getting that analog hardware vibe into my mixes. Amazingly, I can run my unmastered mix through a signal chain designed by Will Putney, who's produced A Day to Remember, 4 Years Strong, and loads of other huge bands. And I can get his signal chain to work for me by controlling some of the parameters within this plugin. So the main difference with Control Hub to just like a normal channel strip that you would get is that you're getting the whole chain, plugins or hardware chain that Will Putney would use, or whoever's pack that you bought. But you get that entire chain. So let's play what I've got here, which is a finished mix, and we'll run it through this mastering chain here. Hopefully I can show you why I love it so much. So straight off the bat, this color here is an emulation of the console that Will Putney uses. Just turning that on is going to just work some of that saturation, that analog magic into your track. Yes, it's going to get louder, and I know you're going to start thinking, well, you think it's better because it's louder. Well, the whole point of this video and my mastering is to get the song loud and have all that energy. So stay till the end, and I will level match the unmastered and what we get from this video. We'll flip between the two, so there's no volume increase, and you can make your decision about whether you think it's got that energy and vibe and analog character. Okay, so I've brought down the input there, so it's gain stage. It's just hitting the yellow on the meters. Now let's go from the first chorus here. That's the analog saturation I was talking about. I can tell that my mix is quite bass heavy, so we're going to roll this bass down so we're not distorting it too much. Roll it back to something like that, and then we'll get that compressor chain on. See, that really does shove the vocals and everything right up in your face. I'm finding that the kick is a bit too overpowering now, so we're going to try and do something there with the pre-EQ so that the bass doesn't overtake and throw the compressor out of whack. Let's do that now. Okay, that does help. As you can see on the left here, I've preloaded solutions to the problems I knew I was going to have because I did go through this before I started recording this video. So here we've got DF clip. This is just to tame those transients of the drums because with all of this cool stuff happening now with this plugin, my mix is a little bit too crazy. So this is to shave the peaks off of those transients so they're not so overpowering. And then it should add its own character and energy to it. Cool, so that's brought them under control. Obviously everything here is really subtle because it's mastering. What we want to do is get as loud and energetic of a master as we can without blowing it to bits. So the low end is definitely causing me issues. I just need to tame the low end a little bit so that we can get the best out of this plugin. So I've got these two EQs here. This is a dynamic setting here so that when those double kicks happen, and there's a bit in the bridge where there's quite a fast double kick, and it sort of blows those blows the compressor and limiter out a little bit. So this here ducks those when it gets too crazy. So I'll play you the bridge and I'll show you what they're doing. See how it's ducking it when the low end builds up too much on those double kicks. And then we've got a second instance here, which is just doing the same thing actually, is that I was finding the bridge in particular was causing me issues. So this EQ would be dealing with the general kick hits, and then this one is set up so that it really takes care of the bridge. Okay, so we're in a much better place now. Let's see how loud we can get this by engaging that limiter at the end there. So I'll bring up the level meter in Logic, which is set to RMS. My line here is set to -8, which is generally where you want to hit. And you'll find most stuff in our genre is going to be mastered to that kind of level. Let's see if we can get it up to there and see if it starts to blow up a little bit and maybe get too distorted, and then try and fix it from there. Okay, so we're getting close. It's starting to get a little harsh on those cymbals. So we'll try and dip some of that nastiness out with the master EQ, because I want to put a shelf on this. I want to get some extra brightness out of it, but I don't want it to be too harsh. Okay, that's sounding pretty loud. It's a little cleaner with that 4K cut there. Now I'm going to try and give it a slight high-end shelf to get a bit more of that openness. And I know how nice this master EQ sounds with a top-end boost. Yeah, that's such a nice sheen on top of it there. This is only rough, but you can just see how simple and easy this is and how much magic is in this plugin. So we don't have to work that hard anymore getting that like analog hardware magic into the mixes or into the master, getting it loud, getting it competitive. I just think it sounds incredible. So let's compare the two, the unmastered and this one. We'll match the level so that they're the same volume. We'll flick between the two and we'll see what we think. Whenever it says original, we'll be listening to the master. Whenever it says reference, we'll be listening to the unmastered version. Let's see.
More than to stay right here, right now.
Now, didn't that sound good? You may prefer things to sound darker and warmer, but to me, when they were matched at the same volume, you just had so much more energy, and the lid was taken off the mix and it was open, and I just felt the kick and snare, which is really driving forward, and I could connect to it. I think you can connect to it more emotionally that way, and that's 85% from one plugin. So I'll link to this plugin below and the Will Putney pack. I do believe you get one free pack when you buy the plugin. I was blown away by this plugin. Over at my website, terrybeckleyrecording.com, I do offer mixing and mastering services for your music. So if you're interested in that, hit me up at the contact form, terrybeckleyrecording.com. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.